This is Family Like the Ghost. I'm discussing the song um, Indiscretion, Conceit, and Repression. And I'm a electronic musician and producer, and I use what is called a hardware workflow, not a digital audio workstation. So I actually use live instruments at the end of the day. What that means is I use the actual synthesizers, and I'm a keyboard player, and I play the songs I write. I don't just um, grab parts from a soft synth and reorganize them in a DAW. Not that that's a bad way of doing it. You can be a musician and do that, but I like to actually play tracks live and overdub them kind of in an old school method where you're sequentially creating music, and then you could start playing around where you position it. But I'm using digital recorders, which tend to mean that you go in a sequential fashion. Not that you can't jump around, but it forces you to kind of actually play the song. So if you ever had to play it live, you could play it rather than just running it from a sequencer. So this song, Indiscretion, Conceit, and Repression, is a continuation of something I did when a friend like the Ghost first came out. We had an album called Something Wicked, which was a song about Donald Trump. And this song came out prior to the election. It's something we had done, 2 years ago. And we basically, the Ghost, the song basically said, "Something wicked this way comes, Trump." And I played it at Davis Square. I played it in uh, uh, Blackthorn 51. I played it online. Um, but this song is a continuation of that. It's like now that we actually have President Trump, the idea that we have somebody that's very indiscreet, has a lot of these liaisons that are questionable. Um, he has a lot of conceit, a lot of audacity, and doesn't seem to have that much to back it up. And there's a lot of things going on in his administration that seem to be not on the up and up. And in his repression, he basically wants to suppress the free press. He wants to suppress anyone that doesn't agree with him. He basically suggests to take away security clearances of people who disagree with him. That's not a reason to take away security clearance. Security clearance is given to somebody because they have an ability to do something. You only take it away if they're in violation of some kind of aspect of that clearance. If you deny an analyst just because he doesn't have the same politics, that's not right, and that's not in the tradition of America to do something like that. So whether you think that's right, that's just a fact. If you that is something that comes from like a feudal era, or somebody that is an emperor, or somebody that's a king, somebody that's a fascist. Our country is based on being able to hear both sides. Now, whether you think Democrats don't have a right to say something, in under our system, we have a right to have both sides, and you can't just limit it to what you like, and that's repression. And so, that's what this song is about. It's about how we've come to the point where somebody actually thinks that Putin is a better person to talk to than a NATO ally. Now that is significantly wrong, and I'm surprised that Republicans who are big Cold Warriors, and Democrats were too, that would think that you shouldn't, that you would condemn a NATO member like Germany or France and praise someone that assassinates his own people, with radioactive material. I don't see how that is justified. And you could hate Barack Obama or you hate Hillary Clinton all you want. So this is Family Like the Ghost, and it's the continuation of our conversation. What I was talking about was, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Their enemies can hate on them all they want, but the fact is, there's something wicked going on with the current administration. And I had said that, I written a song called "Something Wicked" for my first Family Like a Ghost album, and this song "Indiscretion, Conceit, and Repression" is pretty much a continuation of that. The original song "Something Wicked" was more of a sound painting. It didn't really say a lot other than "Something Wicked this way comes, Trump." Indiscretion, Conceit, and Repression pretty much talks about in a little bit more detail, what's going on in terms of we have somebody that's very, you know, not appropriate for these times. They're doing a lot of things that you consider. Trump administration is pretty much like a gangster administration. They have a lot more in common with Al Capone than George Washington. A lot of strong arm tactics, a lot of not paying attention to the Constitution, a lot of just hubris and conceit, and wanting to limit free speech because they don't like criticism, which is the tenets of an emperor or a strong man, or more like Stalin, more like Hitler, more like Mao, more like Idi Amin. This is not the tradition of the United States. And so this song is pretty much going after that, and if you're a Trumper, you can just drop it because I don't want to hear from you. Because you just, if you look at what's going on today, a lot of things are being done because they just want to scapegoat people who are brown and black or who are different, and making that the reason why things are not going well for some people. Not based on the fact that maybe robber barons or corporate structures are preventing people from making enough money to live. Maybe because the American educational system is still rooted in a farm-based technology and not really teaching people the skills they need. Maybe because we don't have the infrastructure to make it efficient for people to go to work. And these things are all because some rich people didn't want to pay taxes, or they don't want to do their fair share, or they want to blame it on the other when they actually use immigrant labor in their enterprises, and then want to scapegoat it to draw attention from their behavior away from what is really the problem. So maybe the real problem is we spent a lot of money on wars that we couldn't afford and drained the budget. Maybe the real problem is that you're not investing in the infrastructure. If you go to countries like Hong Kong and Japan, in the Middle East and Europe, you'll see an infrastructure as far superior to ours. And maybe you'd wonder why, we have a hard time getting home when we go to work. We have a hard time getting to work. And that inefficiency is hurting America. And, just saying that you don't want to pay taxes and the government is the problem doesn't solve a core issue. When you need to have water, you need to be able to have transportation, you need health care to be able to work. And to act like those things are somehow not necessary seems to have forgotten the gains that workers made at the beginning of the 20th century. Workers' rights to have a 40-hour work week, to not be killed at work, to not be maimed at work, to be able to take care of your family, to be able to have health care. These things are not like asking for a lot when you have robber baron billionaires, making more money than anybody, like 1,000 times over. So there's something that needs to be done, and thinking that a guy like Donald Trump, because he's mean and he says, very strong things against other people that make you feel good because of your inadequacies, is not what American president should be doing. If you go back to FDR, you go to Lincoln, you go to Kennedy, you're supposed to lift people up, not tear people apart. So this song that I wrote is about why, we are living in an age of a very indiscreet, conceited, or repressive government that is not justified. And we've got to get the people who are more in favor of demagogues and not policies that bring people together out of the picture. Because the fact is, the world is getting smaller. Most countries have to have an immigrant population to do, business today. Companies are multinational. Situations are cross-border. There's no going back to 1950. There's no going back to an Archie Bunker mentality. The love in America or leave America is not in the tradition of what the founders wanted. if you've read de Tocqueville, if you've read the Federalist Papers, if you've read the Constitution, you would understand that saying that a Democrat is like the enemy of the state is more socialist or imperialistic than being a freedom-loving person. And so I think that, in my music, I've become a little bit more political. And I think, I've created a category, an acronym for this music called political electronic music. Because sometimes you just, getting high and dancing is cool, but, you need to go back to the 60s and think about